And welcome to a round 2 matchup in the Earthbound Super Series Spoiler Cave Tournament. And tonight we have got a heavyweight matchup between two of the best to play Earthbound Ancient Cave. On the left, two-time Ancient Cave Tournament champion Aurilliux. On the right, one-time champion Temple. But tonight, the big difference is access to the spoiler logs, so our runners will have information on where to go. And before I go too much further, hi, I'm Leslie Pro, and I will be calling tonight's race. So, what makes Spoiler Cave different is not just the access to the spoiler log, there's also another wrinkle to the flag set tonight. This round's flag set is item drop mode. All the items you get, save for a select few that are still in the main game. If you find those rooms, like the Franklin badge from the jail cell, the Mr. Baseball cap, etc., are still gonna be picked up where they're found. I see that joke in chat, Tomar. Well played. We're underway. Now, one thing the spoiler log does not tell us is what those item drops are going to be. And Ori's just checking to see what item that's going to be, and that's a pizza. Hey, that could be the first drop. It could be far enough down the field where it doesn't matter. And, gotta go to the bathroom. Temple's getting our first encounter out of the way now. In normal Ancient Cave, Tucson would be pretty gross because of all the doors, but with the spoiler log, we actually get to see where we need to go, or if we need to go there. First gift being a double burger doesn't seem like much there. However, that can be used as a skip item, so there's some utility to be had there. And Temple not memeing, just going right to Tucson. And Temple gets a back attack here, so this is going to get him another item. Oh, that's a night pendant. Temple already has flash resistance for one of his party members. It's worth noting that you can lose the item that an enemy can drop if you get an instant win or you get ambushed. So you really got to be careful on how you approach enemies. And ooh, now, in terms of finds, I would consider Carrot Key a good one because that gives you a skip into Lom. Aurilliux taking on two worthless protoplasms. There's the double burger. I didn't see what Temple got there. Oh, he just got an instant win. That's bad because now you lose whatever drop that was. And now we're on the good side of Showtime where the song doesn't trigger. And Temple picks up a very good weapon for Paula in the Holy Fry Pan. I think he's intending on using this area to grind, basically to grind encounters, which is a good strategy. Just eventually the coil snakes are going to become an instant win. Oh, this is nasty. Ori's taking on 6 slugs. Okay, fire cleans that up nicely. So the only way you lose a drop from a green swirl is if it's an instant win. If you win instantly, you're not going to get that item. So basically, if you get an instant win, you lose the drop. If you get ambushed, you lose the drop. And that could be bad, depending on what that drop was. But we have no way of knowing because these... That's randomizer behavior, by the way, for this particular mode called item drop. And thank you for the answer there in chat, Sarah. It does make farming harder, but you also get punished if you get ambushed. And Ori is coming up on the first Shining Spot boss. And it is a normal enemy, actually. That is the unassuming local guy. Freeze, and done. And Ori picks up a hamburger. While Temple picks up a moonbeam gun. That is Jeff's second best weapon right there. And that's also good to know because I could easily see intentionally red swirling weak enemies getting abused so easily, and Ori's hitting a free refill. I assume Temple's checking the spoiler log, maybe see if Dalam is nearby. I don't have the spoiler log up, so I don't know. I don't have it up because I want to be surprised. And I think Ori's using this moment to check the spoiler log as well. And Ori is encountering two Antoids. Not easy to see those in this particular room, admittedly. Now Ori picks up the Holy Fry Pan. We've popped out into Lom. Now, what you can do in a regular Ancient Cave seed is talk to the Hint Man and find out what bosses are on what floor. But our runners aren't going to necessarily need to do that, because they had 11 minutes to study the log ahead of time. And Temple quickly cleans up. Well, now, that was an Auto Star Master. That allows Pooh to learn Starstorm. And that can become very powerful later in the game. At this early stage, not so much because that drains virtually all of Pooh's psychic points, but the damage output is insane. Especially early. I assume Temple's checking his spoiler log. Or he's taking on a hippie. This won't take long. Or he picks up a moonbeam gun. I think Temple is ahead on the encounters. That's another Auto Star Master. Who already has Starstorm Omega on floor 2? What in the wide world of sports is this? Not that he's going to be able to use it right now, but still. When he is able to use it, that's going to cause a lot of damage. Boss of floor 2 is Titanic Ant. Not a boss you really want to see early, but still very doable with freeze. And just like that, the ant and the antoids are down, and Ori picks up. Okay, Gabe, you got jokes. Ori probably could have used Starstorm there to clean up that fight super quick. Now, as for food items that drop in the early game, anything that can restore a large chunk of your HP is extremely good, like a calorie stick. Wait a minute. I think that was back-to-back auto Star Masters in the drop pool. That is just insane. And Ori's taking a moment to use a full heal. Now, in Ancient Cave, and it still holds true in Spoiler Cave, as well as Item Drop, you still get the full heals. At least one per floor. Where it is on each floor, though, it could be way out of the way, so be warned. Temple cleans house, gets a luck capsule. Now, those can be good to find in the item drop, the capsules that increase things such as luck, IQ, vitality, because there are strategies that can be employed with those. For example, whichever your PSI users has the lowest amount of max psychic points or IQ, you get an IQ capsule to boost that. You can do that with vitality. All good stuff that can be done. Okay, food items for both runners and can of fruit juice. Pass. Even with a spoiler log, sometimes our runners do take the wrong turn. Could happen to anybody. And Ori is on Sank 3, and the boss here is Car Painter. Let's... Oh, this is gonna hurt. And Aurilliux gets out of it, losing only one party member. I didn't see what the item pickup was, though. And Temple picks up a Goddess Band. Very good equipment, I might add. Apparently, that mushroom enemy had a coffee. Ah, boy. If it's an iced coffee, I'd be asking questions, because at this time of year, it is approaching winter, and it's a bit cold prefer iced coffee. But if that's what you want to go with, more power to you. Me, I can't do that because I don't like the cold. But what I do like is the item Ori just picked up, a bag of Dragonite. Very powerful weapon to have in the arsenal. And Ori's setting up for a skip. And popping out at the 3 tent. And the bug goes down. This skip is to floor 7, and Ori picks up a goddess band. Teddy bear goes down for Temple. Ori's finding another skip using the tiny ruby. This might be to 9, folks. I think he's going to confirm that on the spoiler log, as I know Temple's checking the spoiler log on his side. And Ori's turning around. Must not like that particular skip, or maybe not ready to face that floor. And Derek and Chad mentioning that was floor 4. So, yeah, that was not desired. But it does get the tiny ruby out of the inventory. There's picnic lunch skip, but no picnic lunch, no skip. Let's see, Ori checking the spoiler log once again. Temple seeing a horde of enemies, and he's just doesn't want any part of that narrative. And Temple picking up Royal Iced Tea. Oh, Temple almost got caught from behind. Slime generator for Ori. Temple picking up a Sudden Guts pill. Now, interesting item. Has a couple of uses. Like, for one, it can be sold for a small amount of money. Well, I mean, I wouldn't consider $250 small, but if it's late enough in the game, then it would be considered small. But it can also be used to increase the gut stat for one character during battle. Big League Bat pickup for Temple. That is a Nest weapon. And a good one at that. And that is Jeff's best weapon right there, a Gaia Beam. And at this point, Ori's queuing up Starstorm for Pooh, but will Pooh get it off? The answer is no, as Pooh goes down. These are Pitbull slugs, by the way, so a party wipe would mean that that item's lost, and Ori went down. And went back quite a distance away. But is going to get another exit mouse, which is one of the good things about using an exit mouse in the mines, rather marking one there, is that you can just go right back, get another mouse, and you're good to go. So, a tough loss, but it could have been worse. Now, Ori going to make another run through Gauntlet. The Enraged Fire Plug can be very dangerous, as it hits the entire party with that blast of water. Oh, Ori got caught from behind. And on Ori's side, Ness goes down, and that's going to be important coming up here, as Shining Spot bosses cannot be fought without Ness in the party, unless you are playing an Ancient Cave Seed, where the flag for no Ness in party has been activated. Looks like Ori's going to go for a stutter here, but he's not going to get it. Does get a green swirl, though, so... he's just going to cut his losses and just bail out. Not a bad strategy there, because Pitbull slugs can be very dangerous in a pack. Looks like Temple's checking on the spoiler log, while Ori's just trying to get out of Fart Cave. But the enemy spawns are saying nope. Now, this is interesting, as we do have some divergence right now. Is Temple on a different path than Ori? This could be a route to floor 9, but it is a one-way that does not follow the typical skip rules of Earthbound Ancient Cave rando, or Spoiler Cave in this case. Because if you go this way, if it's forward or backward, if you didn't set an exit mouse beforehand, you're stuck. Oh, we got an encounter right away. Oh, that's floor 9, and those are nasty enemies. Those enemies come from the Cave of the Past. In a long room like this, dealing with Cave of the Past enemies can get pretty ugly. Temple, that is a risky save to take by Temple. Personally, I might have dropped an exit mouse there. That's just me. And the game just gave Ori an egg. And Temple wins with Pooh hanging on with just 1 HP. And boss 7 is Plague Rat of Doom. Oh, Ori got the life up off to help Pooh, but then the rat attacked Pooh anyway. Temple, meanwhile, got his hands full against soul-consuming drops of bread roll. Probably would have been a very charbroiled, burnt bread roll at this point. And Ori finishes off Plague Rat of Doom with a bag of Dragonite. Now, I did not... Oh, Temple just tried to take on Wild and Woolly Shambler with Starstorm, only to have Starstorm get reflected back. Now, one trick you can do if you sneak up on an enemy and get the green swirl is that you can spy on the enemy to steal the item. That's a pretty good item for Temple, as a magic tart restores 40 psychic points. Well, it restores psychic points. I believe it's 20, but it might be 40. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong on that. That cookie is likely burned too. It looks to me like Temple settled into a grind spot here, just waiting on a specific level. But with Cave of the Past enemies lurking in the area, that becomes dangerous. Because Evil Eye, for example, has a number of very nasty status moves that can wreck a party. And PSI Shield Sigma still absent despite Temple in the 30s. Rain Pendant for Temple. If you're looking for freeze resistance, that's the pendant you want, because that's exactly what it does. It provides freeze resistance, as well as a nice defensive increase. Magic Tart for Ori. And Temple picking up a thing of spicy jerky. In terms of food items, that's one of the better ones to have because of its potential to heal a lot of HP. So that's a good find. And Temple's going to get a scripted encounter here. And a scripted encounter, it doesn't matter how much stronger you are from the enemy, you still fight the enemy. As Temple picks up an ultimate bat. One of the best bats for Ness to have overall. A deluxe fry pan for Temple. That's not nearly as good as the holy fry pan, if I'm remembering my numbers right, as Ori picks up a rain pendant. And that's one enemy I hate to see, even in a randomizer setting. And that's Carefree Bomb, because every turn it throws either a bomb or a super bomb. It can be pretty dangerous as a result, especially with a full party and all that splash damage. There's an ultimate bat for Ori. I think Temple's checking the spoiler log to see how close he is to Gygus and which way to go. And Temple has arrived at Gygus at 32 minutes flat. Is he able to pull this off as he is equipped, or is he going to farm more enemies? Based off how he's moving, I'd say he's willing to go for it. I did not see Temple pick up a sea pendant, so I think he's hoping that a night pendant is good enough. Whereas for Temple, it's Gygus time. So the way Gygus Phase 1 works is gonna be the exact same. Alpha or Beta. It's an Alpha. The real concern is how much damage actually gets done. And paralysis didn't work, so we're gonna have to play some defense here. And I see Temple going for Brain Shock strats. And Ori just found a Star Pendant. That is something that Temple does not have, so that has the potential to be a big advantage once Ori gets to Gygus. And Ori's taking the heal at home. Also, when you get to Gygus, you can use the spy command to pick up whatever item is next in the pool. Oh, a 10% vulnerability to paralysis and a pixie bracelet behind the enemy. Pretty decent equipment there, but Temple has seen enough and is hitting the reset button to presumably do some more grinding. Or to try again. Meanwhile, Ori is fighting through Lilliput steps to try to get to the floor 8 boss. I don't think Ori would go this way if this boss were Carbon Dog, but I could be wrong. Ori gets the ambush, but does not get the instant win. Gets a diamond band for it. It's Thunder and Storm at the end of floor 8. And the tiny little ghost got hit by the lightning attack. Or at least one of them did. That is a thing that can happen. If the tiny little ghost takes enough damage from a PSI move, it will disappear. It is a way of getting rid of it. Not the way I'd recommend, but hey, if it works, it works. And Ori is through floor 8, while unfortunately for Temple, having to reset at Gygus again. Good save by Ori to avoid the red swirl. Temple has a star pendant now, so that is going to make his next Gygus attempt a lot smoother. And that was a close call to life up there on Ori's side, otherwise Pooh was going down. And eraser, thanks, but no thanks. It's a bit late for that. So Carrot Key would have gone to floor 9, albeit earlier in the floor than where Temple is at present. I think Ori's checking the spoiler log to see if there is a heal close to the other side of the skip. Doesn't appear to be so, and Ori's like, nope. Ori is checking for something on the spoiler log. A crystal charm for Temple, that's a good item in terms of not only paralysis protection, but increasing speed by 15. Outside of the rabbit's foot, the best such option. Ori's really being thorough with his check. That, or where the rooms go, are on the complete other end of the 8,000 by 8,000 grid that composes the map of Earthbound. And Ori has found what he needs when he needs it, and that is the hospital. Okay, he's got his party back, now he can get back on track. And I think that's what he's looking to do. And Temple picks up a flame pendant, which is good for resisting all manner of fire-based attacks. Not just PK fire, but anytime an enemy breathes fire, breathes a spray of fire, shoots a flaming fireball, reduces the damage to next to nothing. Really nice pickup. And Tomar reminding me about dispensing and extinguishing blasts, although I thought that was more freeze-based. That's actually fire? I wouldn't have guessed that one. And Temple's short of being able to use another Starstorm Omega Ori, finding a Your Sanctuary for a full heal. Real question I have is, how far away did that take him from Gygus? As Temple picks up a Mr. Saturn coin. Ori picking up a flame pendant. And don't look now, folks, but Ori and Temple are in the exact same room. The gap that Temple had by the skip is all but gone now. We have ourselves a race, folks. Strap in. Temple picking up a counter PSI unit, Ori picking up a Mr. Saturn coin. I don't think we really need the counter Psi unit at this point, unless there's some sort of mechanic that I'm not aware of, because as far as I know, that'll never work on Gygus. And Temple picking up a backstage pass, a bit late for that skip item to be of any use. Ori's making the turn. Luck divided by 40. For the luck over 40 as opposed to the luck 80 chance. Yeah! No wonder why it doesn't work that often. Temple equipping the star pendant. And, I got Oh, that was a good one, Ori. Meanwhile, our runners are going straight into Gygus. Ori's gonna get there first. Temple not too far behind, so it doesn't just come down to Gygus RNG. Temple has knowledge of this fight that Ori just does not have. Because Pokey is going to have a 10% resist, basically only have a 90% resist to paralysis, so he's still gonna try it anyway. Maybe he hits that 10%. We shall see. Meanwhile, Ori taking a little too long to think about his first move. Drops an alpha. Oh, that looked like a bait on Temple's end. And that is going to be prayer character down for Temple, but with healing Gamma, no big deal. Temple got the paralysis. Ori did too, so now it really does come down to RNG. As well as needing to get Jeff revived on Temple's end, because that's our prey character. Okay, good. On Temple's side, Ness got to move before Paula, so Jeff is still alive. I am seeing some magnet strats from Temple through Paula, which is a very good strat for restoring psychic points, and Ori's now getting into it too. Still not out of phase 1 yet. The 33% weakness to freeze definitely stretching this fight out for both runners. And both these runners know how good the other is. Probably waiting for the dot done at any point in the race time room. But little do they know, they're both at Gygus. Bottle of water incoming for Temple. Ori has a magic pudding as well, which is a very good PSI recovery item. Agnet is keeping them both going as Pokey just won't go down. Finally, Pokey goes down for Temple as it is on to phase 2. I don't know how Temple is going to play this. And we have Chrono Trigger text heading into phase 2. And Temple has no psychic points, so in order to do that, you're gonna need to store some psychic points. And with only 18 recovered, going for it. In terms of positions, this is very dicey. Temple firing off Starstorm. Good call for 357. Ness is going down on Temple's side. Well, Temple is relying on prayers here to try and get something to happen as Ori's finally out of phase 1. Now phase 2 causing Temple problems. Ori gets a dazzling light to chase after. And then PK Flash hits everybody. And now comes the mysterious aroma that puts everybody to sleep. Now, at what point does Ori decide to swing Starstorm? Temple taking a moment to allow for HP to roll back up. Thunder going the wrong way will help Temple out. Oh, and there's the brain shock on everybody. That window to blast with Starstorm has just passed, and oh no, Ori loses Paula. And while confused, there is no guarantee that the correct character is going to get healing beta. That can be taken as good news, bad news. Good news, your main character is no longer confused. Bad news is that the character you need alive is still not alive. One last chance. Oh no, that hit Gygus and out of psychic points. That's a reset for Ori, so now it's Temple's race to lose. That's how rough Gygus RNG can be, folks. That's the end of phase 2 for Temple. So between party and enemy, the wrong coin flip, at least for when Gygus is brain shocked, is a 50-50. But as for wrong target, I'm not exactly sure on that one. I think Ori's trying for a heavy bazooka here. Gets a counter Psy unit instead. But it's not over yet, folks, because Temple is in the prayer phase, and there is still a lot that can go wrong here. So as Ori is dealing with some grinding, his best bet is for something to go wrong for Temple. Otherwise, it's basically Temple's race to lose at this point. And interestingly enough, that was thunder, but we don't know which way that went. It could have gone either way, and it missed. Okay, 2 prayers to go for Temple. You just gotta survive 2 more rounds of RNG. And also from earlier, thanks for the bits, Crimson Green. And starting today, cheers that are over 300 bits or more, Twitch adds bonus bits to the tune of 10%. And that's time for Temple. Get your GGs in chat for Temple, who takes this barn burner of a race. I knew it was going to be a good one, too. With an official time of 1:04:39, Ori has waved the white flag. So we are done with this particular race. Get your GGs in chat for both runners. This was a classic from 2 of the best. See if I can get both runners in for an interview. Well, Ori has declined. Maybe I get Temple? We shall see. So if I were to look in terms of probability, that would be a bit high. Yeah, I played a seed of this flag set last night so I could get an idea of what I would be commentating tonight, Temple. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. And it was a very good race between the 2 of you, one worth watching back for sure. Now with that, in terms of the bracket, Temple will be moving on to round 3, while Ori is not done with the tournament just yet as he moves on to the danger bracket, which is basically the elimination side of a tournament, and on that side you have to win to move on. So who knows, we could see this matchup again down the road, which would be pretty awesome. Because honestly, this is one of the best matchups we have in the community, and I love calling races at a high level. Because I love it, chat loves it. Hold that thought, Derek. In terms of a raid, I might have a suggestion. I just need to see if they still... Well, that idea's out. Well, oh, can't say I didn't try, because I was gonna suggest someone playing Earthbound for the first time, but if not, that's okay too.